A very good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, and I'm Dr. Shobhi Anandi. And today, good afternoon, everybody. I'm sorry for the delay, but today we'll be talking about dengue fever. So this is the topic which is quite important now, considering that we are getting a lot number of children who are having dengue fever. So I'll be discussing about dengue fever in general and ways in which we can protect ourselves from dengue fever. At the end of the session, we could have some question and answers so that you can clear your doubts. So let's start with the session. Now, dengue fever is a mosquito-borne viral infectious disease. So what does it mean? It is, there are two things which are involved. It's a viral infectious disease and it is transmitted with the help of mosquitoes. So it is caused by the dengue virus. So we all know viral infections are very common in the rainy season because the multiplication of the virus, the transmission of the virus is quite common. So this is caused by the dengue virus and it is transmitted to humans via mosquito bites. If you look at the statistics, there are almost around 400 million dengue infections occur around the world every year. And among these, almost 5 lakh cases become quite severe enough and there could be almost 40 deaths annually worldwide attributed to dengue fever. So it is not a very simple illness. It could be mild, but it could sometimes become very severe and land us into trouble. So there are two things involved, as I told you. One is the dengue virus, and the second one is the mosquito. So first we'll talk about the dengue virus. There are 4 types of dengue virus. So if you look at these, there are 4 types. This is dengue virus 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, when you get infected with any one of this dengue virus, you will develop antibodies and it will protect you from future infection. So suppose you've got a dengue infection with dengue virus 3. So it means you will form antibodies and the next time you will not get infected with dengue virus 3. But there is always a chance of getting infected with another type of virus. It could be the next time, it could be dengue 1, it could be dengue 4. So theoretically, you could get infected with dengue virus 4 times. So it is not like I just got dengue fever now, I will not get it again. It is not like that. You may always have a chance of getting it again, and therefore you need to be careful. An important thing is that every time you get reinfected with dengue, the disease severity increases. So the first episode is mild, the second infection becomes more severe, and the third infection is still severe. So that is why it is very important to protect yourself from dengue virus infection. Now this is the mosquito. This is the mosquito which is involved, and it causes, it carries the dengue virus from one person to the other and transmits the infection. This is known as the Aedes mosquito. If you look at it, it's very easy to identify. Even if you catch any mosquito at home, you can identify whether it is Aedes mosquito by looking at it. Actually, it has these white marks on the legs. So it's also known as the tiger mosquito. And this mosquito is very peculiar because it is a day
Have a
biter.
great day, ma'am.
Sorry?
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, so this Aedes mosquito is a very peculiar mosquito. It is a day biter, that is, it bites during the daytime. It is very active 2 hours after sunrise, that is early morning hours, and around 4 to 5 hours before sunset, that is in the evening hours. It is supposed to be very active even indoors. See, this is all theoretical. This mosquito can bite anytime, so you should be careful all the time. It preferably lays eggs in clean and stagnant water. So what is this clean and stagnant water? Is the water which is usually present in our house. So the water which is present in the flower pot, or in old bottles or tins which are lying around the house, in tires, or just rainwater which is just collected in the garden. So all this is clean and stagnant water, and this mosquito preferably lays eggs there, and it develops and grows into a small mosquito, and then that can cause infection. And as I told you, rainy season with high humidity increases the transmission of this mosquito as well. So the rains are going to be favorable not only for the virus, but also for the mosquito. And together that results in the infection. So this is the life cycle of the mosquito. So if you can see, this is the adult mosquito. It's a female mosquito which causes the infection because it needs blood for the growth of the eggs. So that is why it bites human beings. and then it lays eggs which are there on clean and stagnant water. These eggs then grow into larvae and pupa and then get converted into adults. So this is how it works. So how does dengue get transmitted? So many times we see cases, multiple cases in the same family. So we have 2 or 3 people in the same family getting dengue. It does not spread directly from person to person. So it is not like that one person touches the other person and he gets dengue. So it doesn't happen like that. It spreads because of the bite of an infected mosquito. So when a mosquito bites a person who has dengue infection, then this dengue virus multiplies within the mosquito. It multiplies. It takes around 10 to 12 days actually for it to multiply. And then when this infected mosquito bites a normal individual, this individual gets dengue. So the multiple cases in the same family is because the infected mosquito is biting multiple people. So dengue does not spread directly from person to person. It only spreads because of the bite of an infected mosquito. So if this infected mosquito fails to bite, doesn't bite, the person will not get dengue. Now just we look at the symptoms of dengue. So after a particular mosquito bite, an infected mosquito bite, you get symptoms after 4 to 6 days. So the symptoms are in the form of high grade fever, which
Madam,
lasts
one doubt, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, from one infected person, the mosquito bites and eats that blood, and if it injects other normal person, they will get infected.
Dengue. Yes,
ma'am.
absolutely. Yes. You've understood it right. So we'll take the doubts at the end.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll finish the session first. Okay. So
Yes, ma'am.
the symptoms are.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
மேம் எனக்கு என்னன்னா தமிழ்ல பேசலாமா மேம்?
தமிழ்ல பேசுங்க.
ஓகே மேம். லாஸ்டா எண்ட் ஆகும்போது கேள்வி கேக்குறேன் மேம்.
Sorry.
மேம்
ஓ எஸ் எண்ட் ஆகச்சுல क्वेश्चन கேட்டுக்கோங்க. எல்லாம் முடிஞ்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் நம்ம எல்லாம் பேசி முடிச்சிட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் क्वेश्चन கேட்டுக்கலாம். ஓகேவா? I'll answer everybody. Don't worry. Okay. So the symptoms start around 4 to 6 days after the mosquito bite, and it lasts. The disease lasts for around 7 to 10 days. So symptoms வந்து என்னன்னா, it is high grade fever. So normally 3 to 4 days மேலே தொடர்ந்து temperature இருக்கும். So it's high grade fever. There is associated severe headache. There could be pain behind the eyes. And if you see here, there could be muscle and joint pain. It's supposed to be very severe joint pains. In fact, it's known as breakbone fever because it is so severe. It has so much of severe joint pains. It causes nausea, vomiting, and abdomen pain. And sometimes you also get this rash. So skin rash, it appears around 3 to 4 days after the onset of fever, but it's very characteristic. When you see the rash, you know this is dengue. So these are the common symptoms of dengue, which most of the patients get if they're getting bitten by an infected mosquito. All these symptoms will last for around 7 to 10 days and the patient recovers. But in some patients, what happens is this dengue fever becomes very severe. So it doesn't happen in all, but it happens in a few group of patients. So it is the most crucial phase of dengue illness, which happens after the fever subsides. So fever settles in around 4 to 5 days, and after the fever settles, the patient becomes sick. So this is quite it's an emergency, it's a medical emergency, and it could be life-threatening within a few hours. So it's very important that even if you are managing at home, you should be watchful of these symptoms and get the child immediately to the hospital. So what are the symptoms of severe dengue which we should look for? Any child who complains of severe abdomen pain, severe stomach pain, persistent vomiting, which is not responding even to treatment, or if there is any bleeding from any side. So sometimes they come with gum bleeding, or blood in the vomit or blood in the motions. If there is difficulty in breathing, or if there is severe tiredness, restlessness, you should bring the child to the hospital. So these are signs of severe dengue. And we usually get signs like dehydration. So sick children are often dehydrated. And I don't know how much these are medical terms, but there is a lot of dehydration. So the hematocrit rises. urine output and blood pressure starts dropping, platelet count start dropping, and the child develops bleeding tendency. These are symptoms of severe dengue which happens after the fever settles. So after 3 or 4 days of fever, the child who has to recover will start recovering, but the one who has to develop severe dengue, nobody knows why a person develops severe dengue and why the others do not develop, but these are the signs which we should be aware of. Now, what is the treatment? Actually, there is no specific medicine to treat dengue infection. It's a viral infection. We don't use antibiotics to treat viral infections. Actually, there is no specific treatment. We treat only the symptoms. So if there is pain or fever, so the joint pain, muscle pain, body pains, and for fever, we use paracetamol. So you need to decide what is the dose of paracetamol by getting in touch with your doctor, and you need to take it as and when required. We do not use aspirin or other NSAIDs like ibuprofen or mefenamic acid, Meftal, for dengue fever because they themselves can bring down the platelet levels. So that is why this is not to be used and can cause bleeding. So you can't use these. You have to use only paracetamol for fever. You need to take a lot of rest, take a lot of oral fluids, and some children, especially the younger ones, children who are less than 1 year, they don't take oral fluids. In those cases, we need to get IV fluids. It's important to stay in touch with your doctor regularly, and you need to watch for signs of worsening, especially after the fever settles. So the danger signs which I just spoke of, so you should be aware and just see if the child develops any of these signs. And if there is any of these signs, it is defined as severe dengue, and the child is then hospitalized. You need to start IV fluids and regularly monitor the child. And with early diagnosis and proper medical care, most of these kids recover. So most of our patients who are getting admitted in our hospital for dengue are recovering. They're all going home. The only thing is that you need to identify signs early and you need to come early. So it's a a bad disease. So we need to know how to prevent dengue. So we can just protect our own cells, and it is very easy to prevent dengue. So the only way to prevent dengue is to prevent bites from infected mosquito. So if a mosquito doesn't bite you, there is no chance of getting dengue. So that is how you're going to take it. So how do you prevent your mosquito bites? Either you prevent the mosquito breeding. Breeding is a mosquito growing, laying eggs, and then growing again. So you don't want the mosquito to breed. And if there is any mosquito, you don't want that mosquito to bite. So prevent mosquito breeding and prevent mosquito bites. So how do you prevent mosquito breeding? I just told you this mosquito likes to breed only in clean and stagnant water. So you need to ensure that you do not have any source of stagnated collected water in and around your house. So you need to ensure that you regularly empty, turn over, cover, throw out items, anything which holds water, like your tires. So if there's a tire which is filled of water, you need to throw it off. Okay, if there is a bucket, you can cover it. Flower pots need to be emptied regularly. So when you empty regularly, the larva which is there, the kuti eggs which are there in the water will be thrown away. The toys, trash containers, ensure that your trash containers are disposed. So it will lie in the rain, in the garden, it will all collect water, and then the mosquito grows there. Pools, water storage tanks, ensure that they're all covered well, so that there is no mosquito going in and laying eggs. So this is how you're going to ensure that mosquitoes do not breed. See, this is how it is done. So you need to either cover the containers. Okay, you can throw away water containers, what is not needed, or empty bottles, your tins, just throw it off. Ensure that your drain is unclogged. Okay, you can set up a mosquito trap so you can catch hold of the mosquitoes. You can also use safe insecticides. So we have a list of safe insecticides which can be actually used in water, and they will protect against, they kill the larva. These are all these oil formulations which kill the larva and prevent the mosquito breeding. I don't know if you are aware, large collections of water, they use these small fishes. They are called gambusia fishes, and they feed on the mosquito larva. So that you can actually have these fishes in water which eat up the larva and prevent the mosquito breeding. So this is how you will prevent the mosquito from growing in and around your house. And how do you protect yourself from mosquito bites? You need to ensure that your house is screened. So you need to use mosquito screens for windows and doors. Ensure that you close the doors in the evening hours, because I told you that it is the late evening when these mosquitoes are going to bite. Use mosquito nets for your beds. You can use it even for the cribs, your baby cradles, strollers. When you use a net, you ensure that you tuck the net under the mattress. So there should be no hole around so that the mosquito doesn't enter. And or you ensure that your mosquito net is long enough so that it touches the floor. So that again, you don't ensure that the mosquitoes come in. You also need to check for holes and tears in the mosquito nets to prevent the mosquito from biting. And nowadays you get these insecticide treated mosquito nets. These are mosquito nets which have the medicine or insecticide applied on them. You get it in the market, and so that it's a double protection. So the mosquito doesn't come close to it. If it comes also, it is killed, and it doesn't enter also inside. It is quite safe for use, and there are quite a number of brands available. So these are insecticide treated mosquito nets. You can use any one of these and ensure that you do not get bitten by the mosquito. What else can be done? You can wear full sleeves and long pants when you go to play, right? So that there is no mosquito bite. You can also use light colored clothes. If you use a dark cloth, then you'll not know if the mosquito is sitting on you. The mosquitoes can bite through the clothes as well. So that is why you need to wear light colored, full sleeves and long pants. You can use mosquito repellents. There are a lot of mosquito repellents which are available in the market. Most of them are safe. So just ensure that you follow the label instructions. You will have instructions how it is to be used, when it is to be used. So ensure that you use it safely. It should be applied only to the exposed skin and clothing. Don't apply it all over the body. So only those part of the area of the skin which is exposed, where mosquito can bite, you need to use it. Do not use on a child's hands, eyes, mouth, or cut or irritated skin. So don't use it on these areas because we don't want it to enter into the body. And do not spray it directly on the face. If you have it in the form of a spray, you need to apply it to the hand, then apply it to the face with the help of the hand. Don't spray it directly onto the face. All this will be given in the instructions. So you're supposed to follow the instructions properly. Use only a thin layer. Okay, don't just, it's just important just to apply a thin layer and only enough to cover the clothing and expose skin. So just use it only minimally wherever it is needed. So there's no need to apply a thick coat. And once you finish, so once the child comes back after playing, it's important to wash the skin with soap and water wherever you have applied the repellent. Change and wash the clothes, So now we have those roll-ons and you have those stickers which are applied on the clothes. Important you change the clothes which has been treated with the insect repellent. If you're using it for the first time, it is important to apply it only on a small area of the skin to see if there is any reaction, any redness, any rash, right? And if you see that there is any reaction, immediately wash that area and you can talk to your doctor. If there is no reaction, then you can safely use it all over. It's important to store it safely away from the reach of children. Children should be supervised when they're using insect repellents, and preferably the adult should use it for the child. So this was about how we protect ourselves from mosquito. Is there any dengue vaccine which is available? So as of now, you do not have any safe or effective vaccine against dengue. So we still are going to depend only on protection from mosquito bites. So you will only protect yourself from mosquito bites. You don't have dengue vaccine available. In the world, definitely, yes, there is one vaccine which is called as Dengvaxia, which is approved for, I think, between 9 to 45 years of age, but it is still not approved in India. There are a lot of technical issues with this vaccine, and that is why it is not approved. In India, I think in the last month or so, our scientists are actually developing vaccines, and they have found a lot of success. And maybe in the coming years, we may have a vaccine for dengue. So other vaccines are still under development. So till the vaccine is out, we are going to protect ourselves from mosquito to keep ourselves safe. So the take-home message, which I actually want everybody to understand, is prevention is better than cure. So the only way to protect ourselves from dengue at this point of time is to eliminate all the mosquitoes and prevent mosquito bites. That's the most effective preventive strategy. At the same time, it is important to remember that dengue fever and severe dengue fever is only treated symptomatically, right? But when you take the step of coming to the hospital on time, that is when you seek timely medical care, you get diagnosed and treated really very well. So most of the kids recover if the treatment is done properly. Thank you. Yeah, so if now anybody has questions, then I think we can take the questions one by one.
Ma'am, doubt.
Yes. Yes. கொசு வந்து முட்டையில இருந்து வரும். Okay, that is what I told you. It's a life cycle. பெரிய கொசு வந்து தண்ணியில முட்டை விடும். அந்த முட்டையில இருந்து மறுபடியும் கொசு வரும். So what are we trying to do? அந்த கொசுவை வந்து grow ஆகாம நம்ம பாத்துக்கணும்னா அந்த நம்ம வீட்டை சுத்தி தண்ணி இருக்க கூடாது. தண்ணி கலெக்ட் ஆயிட்டு ஒரே இடத்துல இருந்துட்டு இருந்ததுன்னா அந்த இடத்துல what will happen? நம்மளுக்கு வந்து கொசு வந்து நிறைய மல்டிப்ளை ஆயிட்டு நிறைய கொசு வர ஆரம்பிச்சிடும்.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Ma'am, when it was break of dengue last year, they have been giving of papaya leaves, right, ma'am? There was a spread of papaya leaves extract for everyone, and many that pharmacies will be having now also the papaya juice extract with them.
Yes.
It is safe to take as a preventive also now, and
see, actually, I have a lot
they are giving for that Kudini they are giving like that. Can we take the juice?
There is no harm. See, actually, papaya leaf extract. No, there are a few studies which say that it helps to improve the platelet count in a child who has low platelets. Okay, so there is nothing harm. I mean, there is nothing wrong. It is quite safe. Only thing what I have seen is sometimes some children don't tolerate it. They take it and then they start vomiting. And already in dengue fever, the child is having vomiting. So some kids do not tolerate it. So I tell the parents, if the child is okay and you are okay with it, you can take it. It's not going to cause any harm. See, dengue is a viral infection. It is self-limiting. We know that the platelets will drop and then the platelets will rise. So it will automatically happen. We need to give it some time. Okay, so irrespective of whether you take the papaya juice extract or not, the platelets are going to rise. So that is why I don't stop anybody from taking, but I don't prescribe it myself.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So there's a question. Does it spread only in the rainy season? So actually dengue can occur anytime. Theoretically, whenever you have the mosquito and you have a virus, it can cause dengue. But the thing is that in the rainy season, you have more conducive environment. So the moisture, the humidity is going to allow rapid multiplication of the virus. Even the mosquitoes are going to have breeding places. So in summer, you're not going to have these collected water sources anywhere. But in the rainy season, you have a high chance of having stagnated water. And that is why we get more cases.
Dengue fever, ma'am. Dengue mosquito, ma'am. How to kill dengue mosquito, ma'am?
How to kill? You have to, that is what I showed you, know, how to protect yourselves. So mosquito bite agama, you have to wear those, you should use mosquito nets at home, right? And you should use insect repellent. That is how you protect yourself and avoid mosquito breeding by taking care of the sites where mosquito is growing. So thanni collect agama paathukirathu is very important in this season.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and there is another question, I think. Does it affect adults or mostly children? So it affects everybody. So it is not that only children or adults are going to get affected. It can anybody who is bitten with a mosquito will get dengue fever. Okay, bitten by the infected mosquito.
Ma'am, what to do if dengue mosquito bite, ma'am? Immediately என்ன பண்ணாங்க ma'am? கொசு கடிச்சா?
கொசு கடிக்காம பாத்துக்கணும். That is the most important thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. We already got the whole of our family got dengue last year, ma'am. So is there any time period until the next immunity phase? That phase, how long will it be?
See, that immunity for that dengue virus is going to be lifelong. But as I told you, there are 4 types of dengue virus. So though you are
sorry to interrupt, ma'am.
Yeah.
I already during my college days I already got it in 2011. Then again in 2019 the second attack. So I'm just wondering how the immunity yes, already twice.
No. Twice, but you have theoretically 4 times you can get.
Okay. So that's how The gap was almost 9 years. I mean, almost a
No,
decade
this is
between.
not the gap. No, not the gap. It is the virus type. You are protected for life against that particular type of virus. There are 4 types of virus. So suppose you got infected first with dengue virus 1, then you will never get dengue virus 1 again. Okay, so even if that mosquito is going to bite you, you are safe. But you are still going to get dengue virus 2, 3, or 4. So that happened after 9 years. Now you are protected against 2 dengue viruses, so you have another still chance of getting dengue again. And the important thing is that every infection is going to be more severe. So that is why you need to keep yourself
Yes,
safe.
that I understand, ma'am. But if we get it again, what could be like in terms of food? How could we gain that vigor, the muscle and joint pain? Any
No, no,
specific
no, no.
foods,
No. Foods is
diet?
normal. Your normal healthy food and everything has to be taken. The thing is that virus is causing all these issues. So you have to keep yourself safe from the virus. That is by protecting yourself from mosquito bite. Once the child or a person gets dengue, there is going to be severe weakness and tiredness, which is going to be there. The joint pains may last. For that, you have to take symptomatic treatment, and maybe you need to take more healthy food, take more of liquids. But otherwise, you don't have any specific treatment for dengue as such.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Any other questions? Does anybody have any other doubts?
Ma'am.
Yes?
No, ma'am.
No.
Ma'am?
Okay. Sorry, yes, tell me. Who's this? Hello, who's this?
Ma'am, I'm Angel.
Yes, Angel, tell me.
You told that if one time come again 3 times come, ma'am. That 3 are different from first dengue, ma'am.
Correct. Very good. You understood it well. So they are all different viruses. So that is why you need to keep yourself safe from mosquito bites.
Ma'am? Yeah. Ma'am,
Yes.
first time கடிச்சிட்டா பொழைச்சுக்கலாம் மேம். அதே செகண்ட் டைம் தேர்ட் டைம் பண்ணா கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டமாங்க மேம்.
அது ரொம்ப சிவியரா இருக்கும். ஆனா அப்போ கரெக்டா ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் எடுத்துட்டு ஒண்ணும் பண்ணாது. பட் அந்த கரெக்டா ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் எடுக்கிறதுக்கு ஹாஸ்பிட்டலுக்கு வந்துடணும்.
எஸ் மேம்.
சரியா?
எஸ் மேம்.
Any other questions?
Thank you so much, doctor. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all your participation. We will meet on the next webinar.
Okay, thank you, sir.